Y'all, look at this. Look, can you see what's sticking? Yeah, I've been trying to lay this down for a second just to have a nice slick back pony. At this point, it's none of your business, none of my business. Whatever's going on in the back of my head when I do my hair, it's none of my concern. You know what? If you see it, it's just there. It's a part of us at this point. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, I know I told you guys that I had a wedding dress scam, a second one. And I know previously I made a wedding dress scam video. I had one that I had lined up, but then we had a third wedding dress scammer situation that popped up. I was appalled. This one took the cake for me. We are going to be talking about a wedding dress scammer that took over the internet. It's such a hot mess. This is honestly what completely viral all over TikTok. Before we wrap today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every video I post. I also have my second channel, podcast, TikTok, Instagram, all the good. Check it all over there. We have so much stuff going on, and yeah, let's get into it. So give you a little bit of a preface. There is a video and a few videos that were posted up on TikTok alluding to a wedding dress designer getting completely screwed out of money. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with this bride? That is not okay to take advantage of a designer. I'm all for defending small businesses and any person that gets scammed. It's ridiculous. Honestly, this kind of turned into a lesson of don't jump to conclusion just yet till you get the full story. I fell for it at first and then I realized I was completely wrong. This video says when you spent 5 months making this wedding dress just for the client to steal it without paying. She put a screenshot of the individual by the name of Rayleigh and just shows the dress and her. And I'm like, damn, like that's, props to her being bold for exposing this kind of stuff. Really big deal. It's also, I know, incredibly intimidating, I'm sure, for anyone to expose a scammer or someone that's just problematic. That's a lot to do. So I was like, all right, good for her. She posted up another video that says story time coming on how @Rayleigh stole her wedding dress. Here's the bride. What a shame. So this kind of blew up. The story time on this is insane. So let's listen to the original video that was created by the wedding dress designer and the first claims that are about this alleged bride scamming.
So first off, I want to say thank you guys so much for the tremendous support, the amount of people who genuinely understand how much this has truly impacted me, and not only me, but my employees as well. As a Black woman-owned business, I couldn't thank you guys enough for vouching for me and fighting for me. And for those that are asking how did she get the dress without paying, the big question, I shipped it out of good faith. This was a rush order bridal gown, and we had a few days until her wedding. So once I shipped it, I wanted to make sure that there were no delays in shipment. I wanted to make sure she got it ahead of time. So I already sent her the balance a few days prior, the balance with everything else that's owed. I didn't charge any shipping. She got that. I sent it via email. I sent it through text. I told her, review it, let me know. And then, I wasn't really thinking too much more about it. I was more focused on making sure the dress was perfected, making sure everything was good before I actually shipped it to her, because I knew her wedding was so soon. So fast forward to the day I shipped it and made sure that it was on the truck and make sure everything was good. I sent her a reminder text and said, hey, just, making sure you got the balance, making sure you know the payment options. Here you go. So I sent a reminder. So the dress was overnighted. So mind you, when it's overnighted and I shipped it that night, it gets there the next day in the morning. So I leave it alone. I go to sleep. I wake up. They're a few hours ahead of us. So I send another text, just, hey, the dress is going to be held at a location because I haven't received my payment. And then also I haven't received any type of confirmation. And I provided a signature request on the dress. And I don't want the dress to be delayed if they try and deliver and y'all aren't there, because no one has texted me back. So I sent that text in the morning.
So just from the start of this, as someone who's only hearing from the designer, I'm literally sitting here like, what the is wrong with this bride? This is so messed up. Not paying the designer that made your dress is so unethical. We're getting there. We're just gathering the information right now.
So I called FedEx to hold it at a location, hoping they would possibly go ahead and pay me or correspond back to me after I did that, because they went ghost as far as communication after I sent the tracking number the previous night. So called FedEx, hold it at a location, and no correspondence back. So by the time it got to, what time was it that morning? Maybe 11 my time. The mom texted me, like, oh, I'll pay the invoice. If the dress is there, I'll pay the invoice. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'll send you the invoice. Sent the mom the invoice. Sent her the details. And then I didn't hear anything back for like another hour or two. And I'm checking the tracking. I see that the dress has actually been picked up. So after I send that message, the update, like, hey, can I get an update on the invoice? I sent it to you. Did you get it? I don't hear anything back. Mind you, I know they got the dress. I see the signature request has been signed by, I think it was Jay Wells, which, you know, her husband's last name is Wells. So I know they got it. So from there, I didn't have any correspondence from the daughter or from the mom for a. So after that, I think Rayleigh, she ended up replying back to me saying, oh, no, I want to make sure I try on a dress first. Can I send you half once I try it on and half after? And I'm like, no, I need my payment. Like, you got the dress. I need my payment. That's just what it is. She sent me those messages. She started replying. Then I text the mom. I'm like, hello, I need my payment. Like, you all have the dress now. Can I please get my money paid, my balance paid? Okay. Didn't hear anything else from them. They go ghost for hours. 9 o'clock that night, my time. You know, mind you, all of this was happening during the morning. So 9 o'clock my time, I'm on a flight. I get off the flight. I get a text and it's like, oh, you need to come fix the train. I said, well, I'm not going to come fix anything until the balance is paid, because I said at this point, you all knew you were supposed to pay the balance. You haven't paid it. You haven't been corresponding with me. You didn't even tell me that you received the dress. And you know I shipped it. You know that this is a very important item for me as well as you. You didn't even have the courtesy to tell me, hey, I received it. So whatever type of games are being played, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm like, if you want me to fix the dress, I will fix it, but I need my money paid. So I didn't hear anything else from her. Didn't hear anything else from her mother. Here we go to the next day. I sent a nice text. I said, hello. It has now been a day that you all have had the dress. I have no balance, no correspondence. I don't know what's going on. I need an update. Okay. A few hours go by, the mom eventually replies to me and it's like, oh, we want the dress to work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I said, well, if the dress is not gonna work, why didn't y'all call me? I said, why didn't y'all send me pictures or photos? The dress was perfect. We fit the dress on your daughter several times before she left. There was nothing with the fit that we changed after she left our fittings. We didn't change anything. We only added the crystal and finished the dress up. I said, so the fit never changed because we did not adjust anything with sizing. So I don't understand how anything could have got from me with the fit model where it was perfect on your daughter before that at her fittings, which was perfect. It fit her perfect. And then get to you again, and then it doesn't work. So it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why didn't y'all call me? Why aren't you sending me pictures? Why aren't you FaceTiming me? Why didn't you like take it to a seamstress or something like that? She's like, oh, we took it to someone. I'm like, but you didn't call me. I would come out there in a minute to fix that dress. Even though I was upset about the balance, if they really would have reached out to me and said that, I would have come out there, you know. But the correspondence, the ignoring me, the not responding, not telling me they don't have the dress, it was all just so crazy. And I'm like, why would you wait this long to say something to me? Like, it does not make sense to me. So anyways, we get to maybe a few hours after that. I'm like, since y'all don't want to let me know what's going on, I told you, take it to a seamstress. You're denying that. She said, no, she's not taking it to a seamstress. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I'm not taking it to a seamstress. No, I don't want to. I said, okay, since you're denying that, just give me the dress back. Since something is wrong with it, y'all don't want to show me, you don't want to send me pictures, just give me the dress back. They said, no, send a shipping label. I said, no, I'm not sending anything. At this point, I done took enough losses. Y'all done played enough games. You ship the dress back by FedEx before they close at 4 o'clock. Or I'm going to get it. I already booked my flight because I saw the day prior that they were playing games. I'm going to come get the dress. I said, I will give you time before it's time for my flight to board to send me confirmation that y'all are going to ship the dress back. Since y'all clearly are saying you're not going to use it, ship it back. Okay, I gave her time. When it was time for me to board my flight, I let her know it's 30 minutes before I have to board this flight. Please send me the tracking confirmation so you can ship my dress back, because if you're not going to use it, just give it back, because the games y'all been playing the past 2 days is just crazy. I was very upset. Okay, so we get to the time to get on the flight. I said, I'm getting on the flight. I'm letting you know I will be there by 8:15 to retrieve the dress. So she knew because she was texting me and telling me, oh, what time will you get there? And she also asked me what time the FedEx closed. I told her. So she was very well aware that I was coming to get that dress because she didn't ship it. Okay, so once I got there in Grand Junction, I text her. I let her know, hi, I'm here. I'm here to get the dress. I text her from 8:15 up until 1 o'clock in the morning, every 30 minutes to say, hello, I'm here. Hello, can you let me know where to come? I did not want to show up at anyone's address unannounced or without permission. I text them every 30 minutes, Rayleigh and the mother, several times, every 30 minutes to let them know, please tell me where you are so I can come and get my dress. I'm here to get my dress. I'm at the airport. I'm 10 minutes away. I was there to get my dress and they would not correspond with me, and I'm going to show the screenshots. So from there, I have not heard from them. Whatever games have been played, I truly cannot tell y'all. All I know is the dress is stolen. I don't have the dress. I can't get any responses from her or her family members. I'm blocked on social media, all platforms, just like everybody else. And this was before the internet stuff started. They have not texted me, emailed me, corresponded with me, and said anything in regards to giving my dress back, paying the balance, or anything. So I'm in the dark about everything. So yes, the dress is stolen 100%. No one knows what even happened at that wedding because they won't post pictures. It's all a mystery. It's all crazy because the thing is, if you didn't want it, just give it back. The games that were played those days that they had the dress, to me, makes absolutely no sense. So that's the story. And also, for the people that really want to contribute and help out, I made a GoFundMe. I've never done anything like this before. I thank you all if y'all want to help pay my employees and pay for the losses and the distress and everything that I've gone through. The link is in my bio. Thank y'all so much for going to bat for me about this. Unfortunately, I still haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the dress is. I don't have the money. So that is the story about the stolen dress. It is a stolen dress, 100%.
That is the video that we've seen so far with the original story. So for what I'm getting, I'm over here like, the is the bride's problem and her mother's problem, you know? I am hearing about how apparently this is impacting her with major losses. The designer is not able to pay employees. I'm like, damn, like how expensive was this dress? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm over here pissed off for her. So she did end up actually making a GoFundMe. So I was able to go and look at the GoFundMe link, and it appears she had a $12,500 goal and people were starting to actually donate to it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. This sounds like a really big deal. Well, I was trying to find the bride, right? I'm like, it has the bride responding because this is blown up on social media. Like, this stuff has gotten millions of views. So I'm assuming like this bride has to come say something, and I'm expecting this person to be a hot mess and to be a very unethical individual. Pretty damn shocked when I watched the response of the bride. But before we actually get into the bride's side, I want to really quickly talk about planning. So when we talk about planning and planning for a wedding, or even like designing a dress, that kind of stuff takes up so much time. Planning can be incredibly overwhelming, and getting to a point to where you have a completed dress for your wedding or have everything organized for your wedding, whatever you're looking at, that can be incredibly tedious, and you need to make sure that you are incredibly organized so you can get the job done. Since we're talking about weddings and planning and staying on track, I would love to actually talk about today's sponsor for this video, Milanote. So this is actually a platform that has helped me immensely with my planning for so many different things, and I absolutely know that it can help you out too. So Milanote is a digital tool for organizing and planning all of your creative projects. So if you're anything like me, you're a big old planner and you love seeing everything right in front of you so you can get the job done. Milanote offers over 100 pre-made templates that can assist you with photography, interior design, productivity, mood boards, and so much more. And even help you with moving, which actually, speaking of, that is how I've been personally using Milanote. So I actually, fun fact, I don't know if you guys know, I am planning on moving to a brand new city. Summer 2025, I am moving to Kansas City. I want to be a city girl. I want to be near the good barbecue. I want to be near an airport, and I want to try a new area. But I think everyone knows no one is eager to move at all. That's probably the worst aspect of it. And Milanote has been able to make it 10 times easier. So it makes me feel so much more prepared. Here are my boards that I'm planning out my move. I've actually been able to map out apartments that I'm looking at and compare each one of them. And because I love mapping out my decor inspiration, I was able to make a vision board which shows the type of furniture I'm looking to have, the aesthetic, and I even created a to-do list so that way I'm prepared for when I'm making the move and grabbing the new pieces that I need. I love Milanote because it allows me to express my creativity while getting the job done. I can create boards that make sense for my way of thinking. I can draw, insert photos, create charts, add text, and just anything else to really bring my vision to life. It makes all the projects that I'm working on feel way less overwhelming and so much more organized, and to me, it makes it so much more exciting. Another way that I have been using Milanote is I've been planning out my weeks. I love having a digital planner and include events, deadlines, projects. This planner is custom exactly to what I want and need. So having all this in front of me makes it so much more fun to plan out every single week and month. So if you want to try out Milanote for any of your new creative projects, you can go to the link in the description below and get a free account with no time limit. I highly recommend you using this for your next project or if you're just planning your week. Thank you so much to Milanote for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back into it. So like I said, planning can be incredibly overwhelming, and I'm over here thinking maybe there was a miscommunication, some kind of issue. I'm honestly expecting the bride to be the bad guy on this one. I'm thinking, okay, this wedding designer probably had everything good to go, planned, ready, and this was the fault of the bride. But watching the video, it appears to be the opposite.
This is Rayleigh. You've probably seen me all over TikTok, but now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. The reason I haven't gotten on here and said anything is I was getting married and dealing with family being in town, friends, and trying to enjoy being a newlywed. The reason I'm speaking out now is I have found some professional advice, and I was not happy with Sindera starting a GoFundMe because most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. To set the record straight, I did not wear the dress that Kazazi, LLC, or Sindera White made. I'm waiting on photos back from my photographer so that I can show you guys, but I'll show you guys the ones that I have now because it was an unplugged ceremony, so I do only have a few of me in the dress that I had to buy 2 days before my wedding. Here's one of the photos from my ceremony. Here is another picture of me right before the ceremony, and here's a photo of me right after the ceremony. As soon as I get photos from my photographer and videographer, I will absolutely post them to here from the ceremony so that everybody can see that I did not wear the dress from Kazazi. Okay, so here is the contract. As you can see right here, it was a total of $6,290 for the Kazazi dress. $6,290 is what we agreed on for this dress, and as you can see right here, August 10th, 2024 was supposed to be our completion date.
So what we know so far is it looks like the dress was supposed to be due August 10th, 2024. The dress is around $6,290. I'm hoping that we get more screenshots, and I believe that's what we do get.
As you can see, we signed this 2/19/2024, and she states in her contract that bridal wear is 3 to 6 months. 9 days shy of 6 months was her time frame for this dress, and she still went 12 days over. As you can see in this contract, there is literally no discount stated whatsoever. I realize at the time of making this video that the GoFundMe has been taken down, but you can see this total price, and I will show you the deposit that we paid, showing that the GoFundMe is completely false. This is the emailed receipt from Kazazi of us paying 60% of the bridal gown right here.
Damn. So I'm just saying, here's my thing. If you're going to say things on the internet and claim them to be completely what's happening, and then you spew it all over wanting to go after a bride, you better be accurate as hell. That's one thing I know as a content creator is, especially with commentary, I cannot just get on here and just state things to be true unless I have enough evidence to show that that is actually a fact. I have to be able to be real and say this is an opinion or a speculation. This designer is saying, hey, this person didn't pay me, this person didn't do this, and now the bride is saying, actually, we signed a contract. You didn't get my dress to me on time. We also paid. Here's how much we were supposed to pay you in total. And I would like to know why your GoFundMe is essentially $12,000.
Here is the invoice. As you can see, this is the total, $6,290, and it was a 60% deposit for $3,774.
All I gotta say is that's humiliating if you do something dumb and then you get aired out on the internet for doing the dumb thing. That's 60% of the dress up front is pretty damn good. I actually see a lot of designers ask for 50% or even like 25% around that, just from what I've seen. But either way, again, I know we still have more questions because two things can exist at the same time. So a designer could be completely in the wrong on some things, but the bride can also be wrong in others. I'm still, like, I haven't heard of this entire situation, but I'm still feeling it out. But from what I'm seeing so far, it does not look like the designer's in the right.
And swipe back if you need to, but the other picture that I just showed was the paid invoice. Before I jump to her sending the dress in August, I want to brief you guys on what has happened from February all the way till August. In the beginning, we met with her on a Zoom consultation to take measurements and get all of those measurements sent to her. And then she stated that she would be sending over swatches, sending me swatches of the fabric she was going to use for the dress. I never received those. I flew from Colorado to Miami for our first fitting in the beginning of April, and her team and her did not give us a location or a time until literally the night before, which was my last day there. For the second fitting, I flew down to Miami. I was there for a total of 5 days trying to do our second fitting. During those 5 days that I was in Miami, I continued trying to communicate with Sindera and her team. And on the night before, the last day that we were supposed to be there, Sindera texted and just canceled our second fitting altogether. Since our second fitting was canceled, I continued asking for photos. After the second fitting, I continued asking for updates or photos of my dress. Kazazi customer service agreed to a Zoom call for June 16th that was supposed to be with a customer service agent and Sindera. When we got on that Zoom call, Sindera was nowhere to be found. We even pushed that Zoom call back 30 minutes from the original time we were supposed to do it, waiting for her. and she never showed up to the Zoom call. So we had the Zoom call with the customer service rep from Kazazi, and yet still no photos of the dress. The customer service rep stated that she would get photos for us from Sendera as soon as she could, but that didn't happen. I continued asking for updates and a date for our final fitting, which she did inform me 10 days out from my final completion date for the dress. So I had to buy a last-minute flight from Grand Junction to Miami to get there from August 9th to the 11th.
That would have pissed me off already, just the fact that you last minute weren't even able to get a good Zoom call or good enough update photos or anything, because I would assume with custom dresses, you want to try things on. And if they are a designer that has it to where you try on throughout the process, that would make sense, right? You're reassuring that everything's good. So if you try it on when it's not 100% good to go, or there's a few changes that need to be made, you should be able to get, another fitting to make damn sure that things are good. And if you're cutting too close in time, that's incredibly alarming. I think any designer, especially since our last situation we've covered, would know that you need to make sure that you have enough time to make alterations or changes if something is wrong.
I didn't get a photo of the dress until 4 days before the completion date, which was August 6th is when she sent it. This is the video of my dress that she sent me 4 days before the completion date. This is nothing what we agreed upon. I was absolutely sick when I saw this. Here's another angle. I never asked for this many pearls. The boob cups are absolutely terrible, and this point is completely wrong. It's not even a point, which we spoke about in our very first fitting. If she would have sent me photos or videos throughout this process, we could have not done this. At this time, I also asked her for a video or photo of the actual detachable skirt, which she could not provide to me because, get this, when I got there, they hadn't done anything to it. The skirt had zero design. It was absolutely white. It looked like it hadn't even been touched. This is August 9th.
Oh shit, no, that's bad. Okay, yeah, no, I'm sorry. That deserves a whole refund in my opinion. You're cutting it that close. I get it, accidents happen, everything. There should have been a discount. There should have been something. This so far is telling me that this was the timing was not done well. Somebody didn't use Milanote. I'm kidding. Somebody didn't time right or prepare, because again, please comment, any professionals people are aware, comment down below. Wouldn't it make sense for someone to make damn sure that when you are designing a dress, you have enough time to make sure that when you get the final product in, it's like, okay, great, do we need to make any alterations, any little final something, even actual, I think if I'm correct, major wedding dress organizations and chains even want to make sure that you have enough time so you can make final alterations and then you're good to go. I'd be livid.
The skirt, mind you, untouched. This was August 10th, the day I should be taking this dress home.
Okay, I mean this with all the love in the world. That is not fitting right at all. I know that doesn't look right. The belt on there looks like, if we zoom in real close, we can see that belt does not look right. I get the vision, but this looks like a completely unfinished dress. I'm not trying to be an ass. It does not look finished.
Overlay here is pinned on, and it was supposed to follow every pleat of the skirt, and when I got it, it did not. This dress was supposed to be custom to my body, my fit, and we had to cinch me in so much because she used E6000 glue to glue all the gems on.
Y'all, do you know what E6000 glue is? I know that because I used to watch a lot of YouTube tutorials and glue shit together for funsies, and I went to a Joann's and I grabbed E6000 because apparently that was like it. That's a strong glue, but that for a custom dress that's over $6,000, that shit better be sewn on. Especially if it takes that longer. If you need longer, I would expect a dress beautiful and custom to me take over a year. But that's just me. That's just what I would be guessing and what I would be pushing for to make damn sure the thing would be okay. But either way, to spend that much on a dress and to be glued on, hell no.
As you can see, this is August 10th. This is supposed to be the completion date, and that dress is not even close to being done. This is the dress on August 11th. I was supposed to take it home with me on the 11th.
Okay, I'm not, again, I can see her pink underwear underneath that. I mean, maybe would you put like something else underneath it? Ah, man.
11th, the completion date was supposed to be the 10th. As you can see, it is still rubbing me on my breast so bad. The pearls are not finished. There was so much more that was still not finished with the dress, so I wasn't able to approve it before I left. Sendera stated that it wasn't ready for me to take home and that she would overnight ship it by August 15th so that I would get it by the 16th.
So you're already violating your contract because you said, and literally in your contract stated 3 to 6 months for wedding, you go past the due date that you literally said in the contract, which is August 10th. And now we're hitting a point to where you're going to ship it and get it there by the 15th. Do you have enough time in 5 days to unfuck this? I just feel like this looks like, you know those Barbie doll? I remember I had one when I was really, really little. When you put the Barbie in like the dome cake, that's what that looks like.
Continued asking for updates and photos throughout this time. She refused to send me any. She promised August 10th in her contract and then promised August 15th while I was there, and neither one of those dates were met. Now, 3 days before my wedding, she sends me 2 blurry videos of the dress, and I ask her to resend them or FaceTime me, anything, so that I can at least see what is going on. Pause to read. This is all of the...
Okay, so it says, I just sent you a message through WhatsApp. Can you also send me a video of the corset dress with the skirts? I'm waiting for it. Let me know when you send it. Would you be able to FaceTime me instead? I really can't tell with the video. It's blurry. And the designer said, we are sending them all now, and I'm at FedEx. We will send tracking shortly. Okay, yeah, that's not good. She hasn't approved it yet and they're just sending it. The bride says, I can't tell in the video if the belt is right. I need you to send me more photos so I can confirm the belt and the corset dress. I don't think the belt part of the skirt is right. I need a photo of the front of the skirt too. And then the designer said, we are sending them all. One moment.
Text messages that happened right after she sent me a blurry video of the dress that I couldn't even tell or proof. She states that she's already sending them without me even proofing them. Mind you, this is Tuesday night. She then sends me a tracking number. This is the original tracking number she sent me on Tuesday the 20th. I don't even know why I cover my address anymore because you guys have all posted it everywhere.
Oh, that's another thing. The designer, after she posted and it blew up so much, Rayleigh apparently got doxxed and so did her family, and all of the info was just out there, which is incredibly scary. Doxing in any form for any reason is not okay. Yeah. August 20th at 11:56 is when this was turned in. That is, wow, I'd be pissed.
She leads me to believe that this is the real tracking number that she dropped up my package off at the FedEx. I call FedEx because it says we'll add a delivery date as soon as we get your package. I call them and I'm like, hey, do you have my package? They say no, she hasn't dropped it off yet. Then, these are the text messages I asked in, can you send me the tracking number? The dress isn't showing up in FedEx. She says she dropped it off, and we tracked it all day on Wednesday the 21st, and it still said, we don't have your package. She claims that she dropped the package off and doesn't.
Oh my God. August 21st, this next text says, hi, what did FedEx say about the dress? Designer said, I am here. The dress will start moving shortly. I had to wait in line. I had to wait in line. Why is she saying on August 21st she had to wait in line to get the dress in, and she claimed that she already shipped it? We got there so late last night. He said it missed the truck along with others who came right before closing, which is why you see no movement, but it's in container now, ready to move. Okay, ready in container to move tonight for arrival tomorrow. It's already in the container. They will scan shortly. You will get the update, and it's still an overnight express ship, so it's still good for next day arrival. I am here for the manager, and he went and located it in the container. It is fine. Okay, so she did, so apparently she did drop it off, but she went back again just to double check and make sure it got shipped. They said they called me, but I did receive it, but all is well. I will come back at 9 p.m. to ensure as well and wait here for the scan and truck. So then the bride says, okay, so the dress will be here tomorrow.
Have it. Pause to read this, but pretty much she says that it's out of her hands and they have it and they forgot to scan it in. FedEx scans as soon as you drop off your package. So I tracked the other tracking number that she sent me all day Wednesday, and then at 8 p.m. she sends me this. I finally got an update from FedEx with this new tracking number on Wednesday at 10 p.m. at night. Do what you will with this information, but you're not allowed to take your box off of the FedEx truck after it's already been given to FedEx. Here is the proof that it was not updated until August 21st, 10:08, when they got my package. You can see here that I didn't get it until August 22nd.
12 days later after the contract stated. That is enough for me to be on the bride's side right there. I'm not saying that the bride is perfect. I'm still going to hear out the rest of this, but this is ridiculous. And again, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know how we have 3 different major wedding dress scams happening in a few months. Someone needs to get their shit together. I don't know what's going on, but this is actually nuts to me. How is it that people are taking on designer projects and something that's so big, especially for a day that's as important as somebody's wedding, and not taking taking that seriously. I would be humiliated, I would feel like, if something wasn't done fast enough. Like, take the loss because you messed up. How are people not planning better? My anxiety would eat me up. I would obsess over it. I get anxious over due dates that aren't even close. Like, even for brands that I work with, I am sweating like I want to get it in as fast as I can. I want to do the best that I can. And I freak out. I literally freak out if something is not done like to perfection. So do people not have anxiety? I would have lost it if I was the designer. I would have freaked out. I don't know.
Thursday at 10:57 a.m. Mind you, 48 hours before I have to walk down the aisle. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. I have so many more receipts. Come back. So picking up where I left off, you can see right here that I got the dress at 10:57 a.m. This is when I got the dress. I took it out of the package very nicely and I put it on and was instantly crying because of how bad it was. First of all, this belt was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to truly ombre down all the way to the bottom and get lighter as it went. This is not how it was supposed to look. Also, there's more tulle in this side of the dress than there is the other side.
Yeah, girl boss, you look lopsided. I would be shitting myself ugly crying. This is why I'm gonna be a menace when it comes to planning for me, because I'm gonna be awful. I'm gonna be overly like cautious in planning everything because there's no way. Some people would with something like this, okay? There's some people that would like a design like this. There's some people that won't. But if you didn't agree to this kind of style and you said, hey, I want someone to make this specifically like this, and you go the exact opposite, that's valid too. If this bride paid for a specific look and she's not getting it, that is an issue. That does not look right. And that makes me sad because if someone has skill, it's like fine tuning. We need to get better at the actual little details, but it looks rushed in my opinion. And it sounds like that considering the date was pushed 12 days back.
These points up here are completely off, and I will show more pictures of that and all of this close up later, but this is when I first got the dress. As you can see, I was absolutely devastated. Devastated. As you can see, the leg slit was supposed to be more open so you could actually see my leg, and right here in this photo, the rhinestones down the center are lined up, and that's where it's supposed to be. Now let me show you the back. This is the back. Do you see how far off to the right side that train is? This is when the front is lined up how it's supposed to be. The train is completely off to the right side. Also,
yeah, pause. Look at the laces up on the corset, and then the back is like, I'm sorry, I know this is incredibly serious. I would have been sobbing too. That train doesn't even line up with the laces on the back. If you mess up a dress that bad, I don't think you should be expecting the other 40%. I think you should take the loss. You screwed up that bad. You need more practice. You don't need to be doing this anymore. I get the vision. I see what she's trying to do, but this is just disappointing.
I wasn't able to proof any of this because she sent me a blurry video and she didn't send me a video with the corset in it. This was not supposed to be a belt. The entire skirt was actually supposed to be more saturated at the top with jewels, and then all as it goes down completely dissipate to almost no jewels at the bottom. Truly like an ombre, if that's the word. And honestly, go back to the contract and read. We never stated a belt. And please take the time to look at how far off this is compared to where the corset middle is. Please. I will show you guys a full video from the front all the way to the back so that you can see that this has not been shifted whatsoever. As you can see with this top, both sides are completely different shapes and different heights. Take a minute, zoom in if you need to, but they're different. Here's another picture of the back. You can see how far off that train really is. And for the record, I will show another picture.
Oh my God, that looks like shit. That looks like sparkly shit. Oh man. I think the original designer, had a vision. I think the goal is there. She does not have the capacity to give it. And here's the thing, I've scrolled through the designer's Instagram and she has a lot of beautiful pieces, but I'm wondering how many other people have had this exact same situation, but they didn't ever speak about it.
Now, if you're still not convinced, let's look at the number of people who've all come out and said that she has scammed them too. Even her employees are coming forward. They're saying Rayleigh did not cause her to not pay her employees. She's been not paying her employees. And that's on record with the U.S. Department of Labor. This looks so bad against her, and I have no idea how she could possibly turn this around. But I could be wrong. I would love to hear all of your perspectives, because if there's people that are still like genuinely confused about all of this out there, I mean, maybe I'm missing something.
I feel like if you're that good at your craft, how the hell would we hit a point to where you produce something this bad? Like, at the end of the day, I'm still stuck. Like, I agree that this is bad, but I am still stuck and curious on money and other details around this and the alleged stealing and scamming going on.
I will show another picture of me in the dress before all of these extra jewels were glued on with E6000, but I know how bad I look in this right now. And mind you, this was a custom dress made for my body type, and this is what it looks like. I agree. I think it looks bad. I think it looks really bad on me. Here's a picture of me in the skirt before any of the crystals were added. You can see how much it snatches my waist, how nice.
Okay, see, now this looks, I can get down with that. That's a good skirt length that fits her better. What went wrong?
All of this lace compared to now. It looks like it's in the middle, but I was also never given a mirror or set up so that I could even see the back. I was so devastated.
Okay, but it doesn't take someone with a lot of common sense to know that, but it's still off-centered. Like, her hair overlays on the back of the corset, but the corset, like the point of the back of the train, is still going that way.
Stop crying over how bad the dress was when I got it. I was talking to family, trying to figure out if I needed to go buy a new dress. I was texting my seamstress, asking if she could look at it. I actually did have my seamstress look at it, and she said that there was too much wrong with it, that we weren't able to fix it in 2 days. I was so busy that day trying to figure out all of the wedding stuff, family getting in town. There was so much going on that by the time I finally texted her, this is what I said. You can pause to read this.
Okay, so the text says, and this is from the bride, on August 22nd at 7:45 p.m. If you'd like to fly out here tomorrow with your seamstress to fix the skirt, that can work. When the skirt is lined up with the front of the mini dress and large rhinestones, like the video you sent of the front, the back pleat is totally off to the right side of the skirt and needs to be moved to the center. When the back, quote, center pleat in the middle in the back, the front of the skirt and leg slit is totally showing both legs and almost the center of my crotch. The leg slit is still showing the underneath fabric a ton, so you didn't pin it back enough. The top of the skirt was supposed to be trickling down like teardrops or ombre, not a solid belt like it is. The overlay isn't even pinned all the way down to the skirt. It is flapping on the back and not sewn down, but 4 points. You said that the overlay would be flush with the skirt, following each pleat and being sewn to the dress. There is so much more that you missed. There are even safety pins left in the dress. There are safety pins left. You dropped $6,000 on a wedding dress and there's safety pins left. I've seen dresses that I've literally saved on my Pinterest board that are around that amount, that are from designers that would never.
There it is. I gave her the option to come out and help me, and she didn't want anything to do with it. Pause to read, but this was August 18th after she told me she still wasn't done from the original August 10th.
But this next text says, I did not receive any calls. I'm very concerned regarding the completion of the dress, which was originally scheduled for August 10th. It is now over a week past the due date and you missed the second fitting appointment. Given the urgency of the situation, I cannot wait until Wednesday or further delays. It is crucial that this dress is shipped out by tonight. With my wedding date approaching and considering the substantial investment I have made to ensure this is completed on time, it is imperative that everything is finalized immediately. I was expecting to take the dress home on the 10th, and delay is causing significant inconvenience. I cannot wait to see if the shipping is delayed or doesn't make it in time. What would you do about the shipping not making it? Honestly, if you want to wait till Wednesday to ship it, I need you to fly it out here in person. Otherwise, I need to finish by tonight and shipped out. So this was kind of before it was all shipped out. It looks like she's saying that, yeah, this is past the due date, given the urgency. I can't wait until Wednesday or further delays.
And then the 15th, and now she's expecting to ship it out Wednesday. And I asked her, can you bring it out here since you're so close to my wedding date? I was scared my package wasn't even gonna get here, you guys. The only reason I was showing you guys that is because I wanted to show that I asked her to bring the dress out in case there was anything wrong with it so that we could nip it in the bud right away. But here is August 22nd at 7:45 p.m. This is when I texted her asking her to come and fix it now that it's not even 2 days from my wedding. Like, we are there. I gave her the option to come out and fix it in that last message, and then this was my response after she blew my...
So now here's another text that Friday that says, do you realize the hardship that you caused me with sending me a dress that is not what we agreed upon? I felt that my wedding day is ruined. There's no way I can even wear the skirt because it's so bad. If you show up to my wedding or my house and trespass, law enforcement will be called. I expect us to come to a fair resolution. If you'd like to send me a prepaid label for me to ship the skirt back, I can. If you'd like the whole dress back, I need you to reimburse the entire amount of the dress, and again, a prepaid label for all of it to be shipped. Those are your options. We have already paid over half, so if you want just the skirt back and no money reimbursed, you can pay the shipping. I'm going to block you from now until after my wedding. This has cost me so much hardship. I am so disappointed. My heart hurts with how terrible the skirt is. It appears the designer completely violated the contract by not filling what she already signed and agreed to do, and now she wants the dress back. So she's like, hey, look, you either get me a label and I can ship this shit back and you can give me my money back, or I can send you the skirt if you want and I can try and, salvage the damn dress on top and we just do something else. But I think that's pretty damn fair because you violated the contract. You are the one, in my opinion, as an ethical business owner that needs to take the hit. You screwed this up. This girl's wedding should have been so much better. She shouldn't have been scrambling to get a dress. And I looked at other videos of hers. She literally gave a story time of how she was scrambling to different wedding dress stores to find something that would work for her. I feel like I would have such an awful panic attack over that because, you dream of a beautiful wedding day. You want to actually get your money's worth. And so I think those are pretty damn reasonable. You screwed up, you violated the contract, so therefore she should get a damn refund back with all of that mess. That's a skirt that's not even wearable at that point. And even the main dress is still a damn hot mess to begin with.
This was the day before my wedding, and I was supposed to be focusing on getting married.
Additionally, she also says that she is going to block her from now until after her wedding, which I think is valid. If you don't want to get any more texts and things like that going on, she's like, hey, here are options. I'm going to give it back to you, but I have a wedding and things to take care of. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I agree with that. I do. If someone is bothering me and causing me to feel stressed out and freaked out over a situation, I'm going to be like, look, I'm going to take care of this later. You goofed off. You're going to deal with that. I'm going to get back to you, but you're not going to blow up my phone or cause me any more problems. You've already stressed me out too much. I think that's reasonable.
Not a dress that was terrible. This is the rest of that message. Pause to read. I didn't ever actually block her because
the text that says, I'm so disappointed and my heart hurts with how terrible the skirt is. If you did not choose one of the above options now, we would be happy to deal with this on Monday, but you are ruining my wedding day and I can no longer communicate after this text till Monday. I have to refocus. That's valid. I think that's pretty damn valid.
I sat my phone down and enjoyed my rehearsal day and my wedding day. But she full on tried to ruin my wedding, even though that dress was absolutely horrible when it got to me. She posted her first video about me on TikTok Friday night, the night before my wedding. There's a reason I had to shut down all my social media. I was getting married. I told her that I would deal with this on Monday, and I also told her that the dress wasn't wearable.
Well, that right there already discredits some of the things that she was saying. Is she's like, I haven't heard anything from her. I can't get a hold of her. That clearly is wrong then from those texts, because if she's saying, hey, I will get back to you later. This is my wedding. I'm not going to be anxious on my wedding. I will take care of it. Here are our options. We're going to do it later though. I think that's pretty I think as the wedding designer, you should be shitting yourself like, I'm glad I even am allowed options. But instead, this designer sounds like they took it to social media and ran with the statement, claimed it was more expensive than what it was, apparently by the GoFundMe. How, oh, well, it was a rush order. That was another thing that kind of pissed me off, is the fact that the designer said that this is a rush order project. Clearly it wasn't, as you signed on before, and your contract clearly states this is the time that you allocate for bridal projects. There's a lot of information that's not really accurate, it sounds like to me, from the bridal designer standpoint.
So she knew that I wasn't going to wear it, and she knew that I was going to talk to her again on Monday to get this dress back to her. After she posted all of those videos slandering me on social media, I knew that it was time to figure this out and let you guys know the truth. Between Saturday when I got married and Monday, I was getting threats on my phone between phone calls and messages. My phone was blowing up through social media. My business, the salon that I work at, and even salons that I don't work at any longer, were getting terrible reviews from people that hadn't even heard any side of my story. Even some of my friends' businesses were being harassed because of all of it.
I need to make a big old statement about something because this is ridiculous. I do think there's a certain aspect of the internet that is just awful. Some people do not remotely take the time to give it a second or just realize some actions are completely unnecessary. Now we're harassing family members, and that's no. There's certain, like doxing, for example, calling people, that's fucking insane. I don't think anyone deserves that. I have covered some scammers on my page before, and I have always said, if you're someone who thinks that's normal to do, doxing, harassing, I don't want your support. That's insane behavior. Even for the dress designer now, I do not think that that individual, even if I think that she's in the wrong right now, deserves to have doxing, harassing, like, I don't think that. No wonder she wanted to block this designer because of this kind of shit.
Of this. You don't have to like the decision that I made to wait until Monday to deal with any of this, but I had to based off of the fact that I was getting married. I wanted to enjoy being a newlywed without any of this extra drama. I never said that I wasn't going to ship the dress back, and I also never said that I wouldn't pay. I told her that we would chat on Monday so that I could get the dress back to her, and I also told her that I was not able to wear the dress. But instead of her talking to me on Monday and not ruining my wedding, she instead went to social media and posted all of this stuff that obviously I have receipts for. I would still like to work this out civilly and offline. I know that a lot of you still might not agree with me, which is totally fine. I just wanted to get my side out here and the truth of it all. But Sin, if you are watching this, like I said last Friday, if you would like to reimburse us the full amount, I don't mind shipping the dress back and paying for the shipping label at this point. But if you don't want to reimburse any of the money, I can still ship you the skirt back. Text me.
So I was scrolling through the other videos and screenshots that the brand decided to post up, but all of them are still showing the date of the 16th. And some of these screenshots are even like, you need to show me the dress if something's wrong. And I'm like, did you not look at it? At the end of the day, the train looked wonky a bit ago. It looked weird. It didn't look right. It was not built properly. And if it's moved in a way to where it is lined up in the back, but almost shows her crotch, then that, yeah, come on now. It was past the due date. That's one thing I need to make very clear. You didn't complete your contractual agreement. That is a big issue that's going to come down to it. You didn't time it well enough, that way you can make sure everything's good to go. There were texts of her literally saying, hey, I wasn't able to approve it. Like, come on now, I wasn't able to approve it. Are you shipping it? But it does not look like you did the timing correctly. And this is just like what I said in the past situation with the other bridal designer, is if you are incapable of making a project look good, if you are incapable of following a timeline, do not accept the project. It is okay to say no. Like, it is okay to say, I can't complete this task. Like, I'm so sorry. I really wish I could, but here's another person that may be able to help you. I see you making a damn GoFundMe and it's way more than the damn dress. Now I'm like, now I think we're kind of making some shit up. And here's something else that I want to know, because the brand owner said that this was impacting the employees and them getting paid. How is one dress impacting your employees getting paid? That's what I want to know. That makes no sense to me. How is it throwing everything off and ruining? If you have things going good for you, and if you have brides or other customers coming through, how is it this one is just screwing you? Because the total was like 6,280 something, I think, and they already paid like 3,800, like 60% of that. So how is this just screwing you? And claiming that she robbed you and stole the dress, that is such a blatant bullshit statement that I can see just from this alone. Because if you're gonna go on and claim that she stole the dress, but in literal text she's saying, I will give it back to you, but we need to make some kind of arrangement because you didn't follow through the contract. What? Like, that was ridiculous. And this is a situation where we had a contract in place. Like I talked about in the last situation with the wedding dress scam, there was a contract in place, but they still violated it. But the best situation is this is more clear to a lawyer, because if you have a contract that's laid out of, hey, here's the things that we asked for, here's the due date, here are the drawings, here are all the text and information, it's a lot more straightforward to protect this person. The bride is going to have a lot more protections and help, because she can probably go out, and again, I'm not a professional here in the law, but I do think that she probably can go after this designer for emotional distress, for posting up shit and stating it as fact when it's not, for not finishing off her project and violating the contract. Like, that's a whole situation that I think she can get in trouble for. I don't know how that's going to go. I know that the bride actually stated that she got legal representation, and apparently the designer actually said that they were going to handle it off scenes. I'm not exactly too sure how that's going to go. Either way, that was ridiculous. Please be super duper careful, especially when you go into contractual agreements with somebody. Save screenshots, be super duper careful, and don't fear advocating for yourself. You have every right to advocate for yourself. You're not a bad person if someone says they're going to do something and finish by a specific deadline, and then they completely don't do it, and then don't even, care, or they're not even really attempting to give some sympathy here for the fact that they messed up. You're not in the wrong for asserting yourself pretty clearly and saying, you did this wrong. I don't feel bad for this. I want a refund. I hope the original designer learns from this. I do think that they do have a lot of talent. I'm just hoping, again, a learning lesson. The bride, I hope she's okay, and I hope people leave her the alone, because I don't even know what I would have done if my information got doxxed and I was getting phone calls and threats and then bad reviews on my salon and all these other things during my wedding. I don't even think I would be able to enjoy my wedding after that. That was horrendous. I hope everyone has a good day though. Let me know what you guys thought about this entire situation. And if you guys have any other situations like this, definitely feel free to send it to my email or tag me on TikTok. Tag me a bunch of times because I might not be able to see it, but just send it my way because I would love to check out these kinds of situations. Don't forget to check out Milanote in the link in the description below and pin comment. And I will see you guys in the next video.